twists and turns, and our program will be the show of record in the case of United States versus Mark Ridley Thomas. We have our own seasoned justice correspondent who will be checking in with us to keep you up to speed on the daily details of this high-profile legal case. Be sure to tune in to Areva Martin in real time, weekdays at 4:35 p.m. for United States versus Mark Ridley Thomas, only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Order in the court.
Yo, I come from a small city where nothing is handed. Took my talents and made them work for me, look where I landed. I know a lot of those out there really don't want me having it. They just mad that I'm creeping on them and they had advantages. See, when my voice is on, I let my voice be the change. Put it in these communities, let it give them some range. Let them know that they got a shot at anything they want. And it ain't all about the teaching, but really how they responded. And here on KBLA Talk 1580, we gon' get into it. The whole world on Smiley out of your media. The others tell it, but they truths have some limits. We got that food for soul, not what they feeding you. Black lives matter all the time. Yeah, let's talk about it. About the school to prison pipeline. Yeah, let's talk about it. Police brutality out of line. Yeah, let's talk about it. All these thoughts running through my mind. We gotta talk about it. I am unapologetically progressive in efforts to fight for the people. Gotta exercise our voting rights and then push the needle. I'm walking tall, cause I know that y'all expect me to lead. To push the message I am willing to bleed. I gotta get what I need. That's social reform, that's prison reform. I'm highly informed, don't put down a pen. I got a list, I can't resist. I preach it till I talk with a list. And who you know gon' give it to you like this? And here on KBLA Talk 1580, we gon' get into it. The whole world on Smiley out of your media. The others tell it, but they truths have some limits. We got that food for soul, not what they feeding you. Black lives matter all the time. Yeah, let's talk about it. About the school to prison pipeline. Yeah, let's talk about it. Police brutality out of line. Yeah, let's talk about it. All these thoughts running through my mind. We gotta talk about it.
Yeah, man, let's talk about it. We got a lot to talk about right here. KBLA Talk 1580. Welcome to the Danny Morrison Show, the whole 9 of the nighttime, right at 9, you know. I would be remiss if I didn't come out the gate and give love to everybody that was a part of last night's reparations conversation with Connie Collins Jesus. If my unofficial analytics are correct, last night's broadcast brought specifically the Danny Mo Show its most concurrent live YouTube viewers ever on the KBLA YouTube page. And I would imagine that the conversation attracted a pretty large number of listeners on the KBLA frequency and the KBLA app as well. Kudos to everybody that made last night's broadcast a reality. And I just want to formally thank everyone that took the time to tap in with your boy to continue unpacking one of the most important yet highly controversial and occasionally volatile issues involving the black community of our time. Reparations could be the game changer we have all been waiting for. And we will continue the conversation this Monday night, round 3, with Connie Collins, your phone calls, your YouTube comments, and perhaps with a surprise guest currently on the front lines I'm working on to join in on the conversation. This coming Monday, live. Stay close, because we got a lot to talk about. But don't sell tonight short, though. This episode will bring you a pretty important conversation as well. Some might even make the assertion that in the short term, this subject matter is far more important to their respective bank accounts than some still artificial reparations compensation that may never materialize into an actual check in our lifetimes. And while a lot of us are waiting on Lady Liberty to give us what they owe us as restitution for what our ancestors sacrificed with their blood, sweat, and tears by using their bare black hands from which this red, white, and blue country was born. There are a number of black men in our communities who are currently immersed within a personal financial struggle, needing a lady from their past to extend them some individual liberties themselves, simply because in their recent past, a child was born. Let me explain. Full disclosure, I am one of the thousands of men in California who currently pays child support. I have 2 women from my past, one of whom I was once married to, who I pay financial sums every single month to do my due diligence in helping pay for my children, who I was 50% responsible for bringing into this world. Now, I'm not trying to stray too far into the weeds on child support during this opening monologue, because it would literally take up the entire broadcast for me to share with you the litany of embarrassing horror stories from close personal friends of mine that would only enhance my argument on why I believe it is important for brothers to stop shirking their responsibilities of paying, considering they made the conscious decision to go half on a baby. Woo! But there are 2 sides to this argument that deserve some attention tonight. So allow me to illustrate to you just how black men and women tend to find themselves shackled by the system and caught in an endless wave of confusion that neither side was prepared for. And to kick things off, allow me to reintroduce you all to my imaginary Danny Mo Show protagonist. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Terrence. Imagine Terrence meeting a beautiful young lady at a club one night in downtown Los Angeles. She was bad, fire boy, a dime. His boys that were with him were gassing him up and telling him to run over and get at that beautiful young lady, who was easily the finest woman at the spot that night. So after approaching her and having a wonderful time with her all night dancing and drinking, he gets the digits. One thing leads to another. And over the coming days and weeks, he finds himself in a situationship with a woman who was actually fully prepared to make their relationship exclusive. But Terrence was never in the mindset of entering into a monogamous and committed relationship with this wonderful woman at this point in his life. You see, Terrence was one of them cats that was still trying to be a pimp out here. Still trying to live out the golden years of his 20s by knocking down, pardon the terminology, as many women as possible. Yeah, Andy, I said it. Terrence was still using that tired Neanderthal thinking with his sex life, and his ignorance would eventually land him in hot water with a woman that he was never, ever committed to. Commitment? Nah, he preferred the single life. Condoms? What are those? Nah. He foolishly refuses to even use those. Which is exactly why the man who was still in wannabe player mode ironically found himself as a casualty in the vein of Joe's 90s R&B hit, while he was irresponsibly and fittingly out here trying to hit. Andy, I said it, I'm just telling you, come on! This woman got pregnant less than 3 months later. And it was obviously his. I feel the need to say that because the first thing some men ask when a woman who isn't their woman who tells them that they are preggers, the first words out of the man's mouth is what? Whose is it? The nerve. Yours, fool! And over the next few years, Terrence will find himself embroiled in a back and forth with Los Angeles County Child Support Services in an effort to keep as much of his own money in his pocket to continue living the life that he's grown accustomed to living. A battle which rarely finds him as the victor in what was once a passionate and fiery romance that started at a random club in downtown LA has now morphed into spermicidal warfare. Yeah, I said it. Come on, Eddie, don't you leave me out here by myself, man! Sorry, I couldn't resist. And of course, that queen is angry. She's angry because he's refusing to be involved. She's angry because he's denying that he's even the father. She's angry because he's now telling his buddies that she somehow trapped him into keep an N-word baby. Don't y'all leave me out here by myself, because this is exactly what men say. And now he's even telling his family and his friends, who still wield too much power in his adult life, that he might fight for full custody of the child, because the same way Neanderthal men like to say cheaper to keep her when contemplating getting a divorce, there are actually men out here that also believe that taking custody of the child will be a better and cheaper financial commitment. And nothing could be further from the truth. And as a cat on social media who likes to remind foolish men of exactly this fact, listen.
Guys, we're stupid. You know that? I have more guys coming into me wanting custody of their kids because their child support is so high, they think that they can save money by having custody and raising their kids. I tell guys all the time, man, child support is far less expensive than actually raising your kids, actually having to pay for all of those things every day, all the food, all the gas to and from school, to and from practices, the wear and tear on the car, the extra rooms you have to have in your apartment or your house so that you can have kids live there and have their own room. All of those things add up. And if you were able to add them all up and itemize them out, you would find out that it's far more expensive to actually have custody of your kids than it is to pay child support. Guys, don't be stupid. If money's what it's all about, it's a lot cheaper to pay child support than it is to have custody and try to raise your kids and pay for all of those expenses.
In other words, be careful what you wish for. There's a reason they like to condescendingly call us weekend fathers, part-time fathers, and even sometime fathers, because being the primary custodian of a child is a full-time job. And don't find yourself in a position to where you're making decisions with your child's life based on a financial decision rather than a healthy parental decision that's in the best interest of the child. But of course, there's another side to this entire equation. The woman. Yes, the queen. Using the imaginary woman in our story who procreated with Terrence, our male protagonist, let's just assume that she is a woman who's doing pretty well for herself. She's a boss. Yeah, she may have been interested in fashioning a relationship with Terrence after getting to know him better, but she in no way needed a relationship with Terrence. Don't get it twisted. She's a woman who works in corporate America and has been commanding a six-figure salary for a few years and only went out to Terrence for child support because he was out there disrespecting her by fixing his lips to try and say that the baby wasn't his. And his disrespectful attitude and sudden disappearance would be what would spark a tumultuous broken romance and kick off what would soon become the state of California's business. But here's the thing, though, and this might be a little controversial tonight. A simple message to the women who have children with men but have voluntarily chosen to not, I said not, collect child support from him. Listen, queens, that is not your money. Sorry. Look, I applaud any couple that has a relationship post-breakup involving children that is strong enough to keep the white man out of it. I know from personal experience that watching a stranger in a long black robe from a raised court bench dictate when, how often, and with whom you can interact with your own child, who, by the way, that they have never met, and referring to them by their first name in a courtroom as if they know them when he or she wasn't even in the room when your child was conceived, that it is infuriating to be a part of that legal process. Trust and believe. But the money that the father of your child is paying for child support doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the child. And if you're in a financial position that doesn't call for a need for financial assistance, take that child support, place it in a bank account somewhere. Or a trust fund. Something that can be accessed when they become of driving age or when they turn 18. You may not need the money, but your child will, for college or otherwise, even though there are a ton of wonderful black women out here that share the same beliefs as this queen named Christina Mackey on TikTok. Listen.
So in regards to my last video, somebody said, so you'll never put your baby daddy on child support? And the answer is no. Let me tell you why. I'll never put my baby father on child support because I have to deal with this man for eternity. Okay? It's not just 18 years. Like, life doesn't just stop at that. No. Until I'm gone, he's gone, or the baby's gone, we have to communicate because I believe in family. So until one of those things happen, that man needs to be your friend. Now, I'm not saying you got to sleep with him or you still got to be with him or you got to follow his direction. No, but it pays to build a friendship with that man. And you can't build a friendship when you get the courts involved to put him on child support to make these small payments because you're low-key living off the payments. And some women aren't. They really support the child with the payments. But for the ones that don't, they collect the child support to be spiteful and to, try to help maintain their life. I'm not built for that, okay? I would rather just work a little bit harder and deal with the headache of having to work a little bit harder or go a little bit harder than to put my baby daddy on child support. I'm not doing it. I'm not putting my baby father on child support. We need to be friends. And if you don't want to be here, if you don't want to be present, I'm not going to force you to be present. You don't want to be here, well, I don't either. I catch red flags real quick. So if I felt like at any point during the pregnancy or prior to you were giving me, you don't want the baby vibes, I'm pro-choice. So we can, no problem. I don't believe in the soul of the baby. No. You don't want it, I don't want it either. But I'm not putting my baby down on child support. No.
Music to many a black man's ears. Andy in there saluting right now. I don't want to put you on blast, but he is. Even though I somewhat disagree. So I say all that to say this. According to CalMatters.org, child support debt has particularly impacted Black and Hispanic Latino people. U.S. Census data shows both groups make up 47% of the state's population, but about 60% of parents caught up in the cycle. Black people in particular are overrepresented at 6.5% of the population, but about 18% of parents who owe outstanding public child support debt. And there are a number of kings out there who are now in a position that they can't escape from. What if a man only makes the minimum wage, yet still responsibly wants to pay child support and be a part of his child's life? What if she was on welfare while he was on lockdown for a few years and he's in arrears because of it? What if he wants to do the right thing by working a full-time job, but the state keeps taking a third of his paycheck? What if he has no problem paying child support, but the moment an employer runs his Social Security number, he's toast? If a man is paying a third of his paycheck, how does he manage to secure a safe place to live where he can bring his baby, buy food for himself and his child, be involved in the child's activities, and live a life that makes his child proud at the end of the day? Some would say that's a you problem. Condoms are a man's best friend. Don't be silly, wrap your willy. All I'm saying is that for many black men out here in our neighborhoods, to them, it's not always cost efficient to do the right thing if they can't simply live. In conclusion, Ursha baby tried to tell us brothers a lesson in the early 2000s about cheating on our woman, and many of us didn't take it to heart, obviously. Remember? Listen.
This by far is the hardest thing I think I've ever had to do. To tell you, the woman I love, that I'm having a baby by a woman that I barely even know.
Po, Ursha baby.
Hope you can accept the fact that I'm man enough to tell you this. And hopefully you'll give me another chance. This ain't about my career. This ain't about my life. It's about us. Please.
Usher was exactly right, Queens. I'm not asking for you to feel sorry for these kings that don't practice safe sex. I'm just asking for us all to take a panoramic view of what a lot of black men go through within the child support system. I'm not asking for you to absolve them of responsibility. I'm just asking for you to help out a lot of cats. Maintain some form of financial stability for all parties involved and kings, just like Usher just said. This ain't about our careers. This ain't about our lives. It's about us. But all of us. And the young bucks coming up. But that's just me. Tell me what you think, LA. Do you know any disaster stories associated with child support? I think we all do. Ones that left feelings and bank accounts in shambles. What about healthy situations, huh? Do you know of any child support cases that have gone perfectly without an issue? Huh? Is the system rigged against the men? Are responsible men being mistreated because of the deadbeats in the system? And what is the best course of action when it comes to child support? Courts or no courts? Holla at your boy. Your voice to change. Your voice to community. Your voice is on. 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. You can also stream us via the brand new KBLA streaming app on your app store, iOS or Android. It don't matter. That same app allows you to send me your questions and comments that I will answer live at different intervals throughout the broadcast. Plus, like, share, and follow your favorite radio station live on our socials, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KBLA 1580. Feel free to follow me at Danny Mo Show on those same platforms too. Plus, the Danny Mo Show, as usual, will take your comments by the ecosystem of our social network. Check this out. When we come forward, I will add another 7 series to add to the topic of conversation tonight. Look, there's some bomb black daddies out there. Not just the biological kind either, but multiple types of fathers that even take on responsibilities that don't necessarily belong to them. And tonight, on a night where the kings might take a few lumps throughout the night, I want to give them their flowers. That's why my 7 series tonight is 7 fathers that never get the credit they deserve. Black men being bad fathers is a terrible misconception because we all know a bunch of daddies doing it right. And I'll give you a few on the other side. Add to the conversation with your phone calls when we come forward. Welcome to the Danny Morrison Show. Unapologetically progressive, KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. Let's ride. Come on.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. From middays to nighttime. Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
The rent is too damn high. KBLA joins you in calling for affordable housing. The LA Tenants Union is a diverse, tenant-led movement fighting for the human right to housing for all. The LA Tenants Union demands safe, affordable housing and union rent control. They organize against landlord harassment, mass evictions, and displacement, and mobilize for the repeal of the Ellis Act and Costa-Hawkins Act. The LA Tenants Union is on a mission to strengthen tenants' political power through education, advocacy, and direct action. To get help with your eviction or other landlord-tenant issues, take action for justice, or become a member, visit latenantsunion.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Here at NerdWallet, we often see people wrestle with financial decisions.
Mike is in the ring, up against his nemesis, indecision. Mike can't decide the best way to save his money, and indecision has him boxed in. But wait, Mike tagged in NerdWallet.
Whew, let's go. With NerdWallet side-by-side comparisons, you can find a high-yield savings account with interest rates that earn more bank for your buck. So the next time you wrestle with a financial decision, you'll come out on top. NerdWallet, the smartest decision for all your financial decisions.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action is the youth component of the impactful CBO, known as the Community Coalition. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action has chapters at almost every South LA high school. Say Yeah, as they are popularly known, is located at 80th and Vermont, but serves young people all over South LA. Under the COCO umbrella, they train youth organizers, help underserved scholars prepare for college, and work with students to help them gain admission to top universities. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action fosters teen activism, where young people have led campaigns moving tens of millions of dollars to South LA schools and forcing officials to make AP classes available to students in under-resourced institutions. SCEL scholars have taken part in the March on Washington, been published in major news outlets, and been elected to city council. Long before she was mayor, Karen Bass started the program when she founded the Community Coalition. To donate, volunteer, or enroll a student in South Central Youth Empowered Through Action, please visit cocsouthla.org. cocsouthla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
Marcus Atkins got me in it busted up. He just posted, Danny is killing me, drinking energy drink and then water. You might as well mix them. Marcus, shut up, man! Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, California, streaming live on the KBLA YouTube page as we speak. I'm not here to tell you how to think, but I am here to tell you what to think about. We black in the spot. Another episode of the Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. I want to get to some YouTube comments, but let's take a phone call real fast. Charleston! Give me your height, your color, and your hood, Charleston.
I'm about 5'5". I'm a brown-skinned brother, and my hood is really L.A. County.
L.A. County checking in. Drop that. Come on. Yeah. What's on your mind tonight, King?
Man, I put hands on them people at that child support office, man. Listen, I negotiated my monthly payment. I went down there and handled all my business by myself. I took the paperwork. Nobody would help me. Them brothers over in Crenshaw got that sign that says, "My child says daddy too, they'll help you." They was trying to charge $3,000, man. They was trying to charge me $3,000 for some paperwork, and I went down there and got a fee waiver, and I sit and got that paperwork, and I sit and smoked one and drank one and looked at it, and I figured it out, man, and I took that down. I served her because my kid's mother had run with my son for about 4 years. So when I finally went down there, I had a balance of about $5,000. I got that wiped off, too. The judge said, "Who did this paperwork?" I said, "I did." He said, "You don't think about being a law?" I said, "No, I'm good." I went and negotiated everything. She was so hot. I paid child support. She wanted $500-600 a month. I got it down to $200 a month. I was able to see my son every weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, drop him off on Monday. But, brothers, all you have to do is get that paperwork downtown there. Don't put up with all that stuff, man. Give you a heart attack. Go down there and get that paperwork. It's free. File a fee waiver, man, where you ain't got to pay nothing. Get the paperwork. How to fill it out is in the back of the packet. First, you got to start off at Commonwealth over there with the money. Set that money straight, and then go on over there to 111 Hill and do that paperwork, brother. You ain't got to pay nothing, because I got another friend of mine. He won't never listen. His baby mama getting him for every month $1,000. Said, man, let me go on and help you. He just told he paid him $1,000 a month. But Danny, I put hands on him so bad. I walked out that court home. My kid's mother, a high yellow woman, she was so red she looked like a tomato can when I got finished with her. But you
where are the white women at?
Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. When you say put hands on them, you're not saying physical violence of any sort.
Not physical, man. I used that pen. What they say, the pen is mightier than the sword. I didn't think I could win, but I went off in there, and all I had to do was keep my mouth shut. The paperwork was right. I went and got the holidays. I went and got everything from her. And basically, to this day, me and my son, we have a righteous relationship. And I tell people, go down there and file that paperwork. Don't let them women tell you that you ain't going to never see your kid, because mine told me the same thing. I said, hey, that man with that black robe on is she said, nah, you ain't going to never see. I went off and kept my mouth closed. That man gave me everything I wanted. And so basically, I held it to the fire till his graduation was over. And I said, okay, I let off of you.
You know what's funny is you always hear cats out there talking about when you ask them about their child, they always go, she won't let me see my kid. I don't care, man, she driving me crazy. She won't let me see my kid. I ain't seen my kid in a year because she won't let me. And I go, bruh, come on. I know you lying. You want to know why I know you lying? One little trip down to the state office down there, and you file and say, I want to see my child, file for custody or whatever, you're going to be able to see your child whenever you want to. But here's the thing, though, Charleston, they don't want to pay their child support. Yeah. That's the thing. If you want access to your child, or you want, shared custody or otherwise, you're going to have to pay some child support to process. So a lot of cats,
you're right.
They don't want to go down there. And they say, they're going to stick with the narrative that she won't let me see my child. The truth is, you don't want to pay that child support. You're going to have to fill out that paperwork if you want to see your child. And by the way, you should have to.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what they did? You know what they did to me, Danny?
What?
I filed for joint custody. And there was a lot of brothers out there on the street saying exactly what you said. I wouldn't go open up a can of whooping, man. They gonna rape you. I said, brother, I'm going down there. And brothers don't realize they do a diso master on you, on the woman and the male. And just say if they're not gonna rape you and take all your money. They go by your income. So if you make it, say for instance, $16, $17 now, they're not gonna rape you like that. But I was scared like that when I went down.
Charleston, can we use another word instead of raping? Is there another word we can use in its place, please? That'd be great.
Well, let's just say taking of one's son.
There you go. Okay, I just want to make sure. You're using that term a little too liberally for me tonight. But go ahead. I don't want to interrupt.
So what I tell the brothers to do, just go down there. The paperwork is easy to fill. I went to what they call them people to try to help you. They couldn't do nothing for me, so I got frustrated. By my frustration, I went home and I had got the packet from downtown. So what I did is start looking, and it basically instructs you and tell you how to fill it out and do everything. And when I did it, I served. I went and got 2 copies. Gave the court back theirs, and I served her. And listen, brothers, if you want to find your kid's mother, public utilities is a good way, because I only paid $50 to a site, and they pull up the address and everything. And I hadn't known the address in 5 years. But when your kid's mother has public utilities, gas, light, and water, those records are available for you. So what you do is you can either pay the $50 and find it, and then what you do is the process of serving. You got a person in your family that doesn't have nothing to do with what's going on. Pay them about $20, $30 and roll up to the door or up the street there and just tell them to go knock on the door. And just, if they don't take it, drop it down within their feet and keep going. They've been served. So I did everything on the cheap. And my life has been good. I mean, I tell brothers, I didn't have no problems. I had them in the beginning.
Charleston, I want you to hold for a second. You are such a great phone call. Can you hold on, and we will continue this on the other side?
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you, King. 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. I kind of knew this was going to be a hot topic tonight. It is. You want to chime in? 1-800-920-1580. Follow us on YouTube on the KBLA page, or get in that KBLA app and get on the open mic and say what you want to say, or DM your boy at Danny Mo Show. You know how we do. Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580 right now. News and traffic. Let's go.
Nighttime is the right time for Danny Morrison on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Julius White. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. The tap water in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is safe to drink for now.
Although early indications have revealed no contamination, we're still monitoring the situation and conducting testing.
City officials made the announcement Sunday after a recent chemical spill in the Delaware River. An advisory that previously recommended residents use bottled drinking water as a precaution was lifted. The spill is believed to have happened after a pipe burst at the Trenzio PLC plant in Bristol. It's estimated about 8,000 gallons of latex finishing chemicals were dumped into Otter Creek. Sports journalist Bryant Gumbel is being selected to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award at this year's Sports Emmys. His series, Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel, has earned 36 Sports Emmy Awards. I'm Julius White on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Shop with your Vons or Albertsons For You coupons and save. Get fresh 80% lean ground beef for $1.83 per pound, limit 10 pounds. And red or green seedless grapes are $1.83 per pound with digital coupon on Albertsons or Vons.com. Valid now through March 28th.
It's getting hot in here, so hot.
KBLA Talk 1580 is apparently the talk of the town. From the LA Times to our talk radio competitors.
Hey, there was a story in the LA Times about Tavis Smiley. Now he is back with his own radio station, KBLA, black-owned and oriented towards the black audience. So, Mo, considering your knowledge of Tavis and his audience, what's your take on this?
Well, I think in a general industry sense, I think it's always good when there are more outlets, there are more talk radio, there's more voices and representation. At that point, I think talk radio had been too homogenous for too long.
Real quickly, is it going to succeed, yes or no?
I think it's going to succeed.
You think?
There's a new sheriff in town.
We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we don't black down.
California is a great place to live and work, but those aren't easy things to do for students also going to college. That's why the state created the Californians for All College Corps, a way for students to build skills and help others while earning up to $10,000 for school. Commit to serve your community and we'll help you pay for college. Spots will fill up fast, so learn more and apply today at www.cacollegecorps.com. That's www.cacollegecorps.com. California is a great place to live and work, but those aren't easy things to do for students also going to college. That's why the state created the Californians for All College Corps, a way for students to build skills and help others while earning up to $10,000 for school. Commit to serve your community and we'll help you pay for college. Spots will fill up fast, so learn more and apply today at www.cacollegecorps.com. That's www.cacollegecorps.com.
Thanks to our new sponsor, Lendistry. Lendistry is a national Black-led small business lender that is headquartered in Los Angeles. Lendistry helps small business owners access the affordable capital needed to grow. Visit Lendistry, LENDISTRY.com/KBLA today.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Hi, it's me, Gia Peppers. Tune in to More Than That live on radio this weekend or wherever you listen to podcasts. This week, I'm talking to our guests, Carmion Hamilton and Jewel Pearson, who share how DIY and tiny homes can allow us to reimagine where we live and the spaces we love. This episode of More Than That is brought to you by Kroger, making fresh food more accessible for our local communities.
It is 1,000% imperative that Black people enjoy the environments that they are in. We, as a people, have gone through enough over the last 400 years. The least we could do for ourselves is exist in a space that we feel good about being in. And I tell people, even if you don't see it together in the inspiration that you're looking for, The fact that you love these things, like, it may not go together for anybody else. It may not make sense to anybody else, but the fact that you love them, that is the thread. And so it will absolutely go together when it's pulled together in your space. It will make sense to you because it's your space.
I wanted to make decisions that were based on what does Jewel want to do versus how much money do I have in my bank account. And that's kind of when I pivoted and decided that I was building a tiny house on wheels and started the research, and here I am. I think I'd start with the very cliche, less is more, for one thing, and then build from there. Because I don't feel like I have given anything up in this process, and that I attribute to the design of my home. And I have all of the things in my home because before I actually built, I knew who I was and what I needed to have in this space. You don't have to give up luxury to go tiny.
You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
Have a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire. Have a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire. Have a baby by me, baby,
Get a sandwich and a soda. That's all I'm saying. Maybe. Come on, let's go.
Have a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire. Have a baby by me, baby,
especially right now, man.
Have a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire.
Be 100 there.
For you, like a porn star. Till you had enough, then I just need a little bit more. New music, new mood, new position, new erotic sound.
I forgot about this track, man. Kind of a heater, right?
Sweating, I could paint a perfect picture. I get deeper and deeper. I told you I'd get you. I work that, murk that, just the way you like it, baby. Turn a quickie into an all-nighter, maybe. Your sex drive, it match my sex drive. Then we be moving as fast as a NASCAR ride. Switch gears, slow down, go down, roll now. You can feel every inch of it when we intimate. I use my tongue, baby. I leave you sprung, maybe. I had your head spinning, saying 50, so crazy, so crazy.
Checking out the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580, talking babies. Tonight, talking child support tonight. Got a special guest coming in at the top of the hour, which, by the way, will have a story that will blow y'all minds. More on that in a second. Let's get back on the phone. So, Charleston was on the phone. Charleston, I got to tell you, they're kind of dogging you a little bit inside the YouTube feed. I'm going to read what someone said. They said,
okay.
They said he beat the system, and he thinks he's taking away from the ex, but he's taking away from his kids. They got a problem with you dropping your child support from $1,000 to $200. Is that what you said?
No, that was a friend of mine. His is $1,000. Mine is $200.
Okay.
See, they really wanted me to pay $150, but I told them let's do $200. But here's the thing to the callers who's listening. You guys got to understand this. I wasn't just doing $200 when I would see my son. We would also go shopping too, so my expenses went up every month. But here's the thing. Guys, it's no child should be getting no $1,000 a month. That's a friend of mine. Y'all got to get it right when you're listening.
Okay,
I don't pay $1,000.
All right, let me ask you. This is a debate that's been going on with the fellas for a long time, and your ex is living a certain level. She has a certain standard of living wherever she lives. It's an apartment, a house, or wherever, condo, or what have you. She's got bills, obviously. She's got to pay the rent. She's got to pay for food. Got to pay the utilities. Got to pay for gas. Got to take your kid to school. All of that stuff. Extracurricular activities and the whole nine, okay? Should what she gets from you on child support be based solely on what you make at your job? Or should it be based on what the actual numbers are? Because when you go to child support court or whatever, they take her money on what she's spending, on what her bills are, and how much you making. Should it be based on what you making? What if you're a millionaire? They're going to take a third of your money because you're a millionaire. Should it be based on what you make or should it be based on what she needs? That's always the debate that goes on when you talk to fellas in child support.
Basically what she needs, because I tell people, just because you're a millionaire, you think your kid's supposed to have $500,000 spent on them every year. It doesn't cost that much to raise a kid. Tell me what type of food and what type of clothes you buying. I understand the lifestyle, but it does not take that much to raise a kid. You know, it does not take that much. Here, I've got 5 kids, and I've raised them all. It was just one. I had a problem with one. And the thing about it is, when they, like you said, they do a disso master. When they put her income in, that's the system. I didn't make the system up. This is what they do, you know? So the thing about it is I see so many women try to gouge the men. I saw that. I've been in the court homes when I see them try to gouge them. You know,
the reason a lot of not to cut you off, the reason a lot of cats got a problem is if you're a millionaire and you go out one night and you have, I'm gonna get raw with it, but this is a raw show. You know how we do. You have a one night stand with a woman that you meet in some club, right? And you guys have unprotected sex that night, and she gets pregnant, and you're a millionaire doing your thing. Y'all got no relationship, never form a relationship, never come together as a couple. You mean to tell me, one night stand, one sex act, you mean to tell me you got to pay a third of your money because of it? 15 minutes in a hotel somewhere? You can make the case that doesn't make sense.
Not here in California because, see, I'm a friend, actually, Forrest Whitaker. His son is basically kin to my friend's kids. They're all cousins. Now, the thing about it, I don't want to put his stuff out there, but he's not paying no more than $8,000 a month. I've seen those checks to his baby mama.
Forrest Whitaker is paying $8,000 a month?
$8,000. He was paying when he had Ocean. He was paying $8,000 a month. Oof. And I've seen those money orders because, like I said, my friend, his 2 kids actually one kid. One of his kids is Forrest Whitaker's son, Ocean's cousin. They're blood cousins. They stayed over there by the Peterson Museum. And basically, Monique used to leave her stuff laying around, and
let's not use formal names, but go ahead. I see where you're going. Go ahead.
Yeah, and so I tell people it does not cost that, and that's the woman saying, "Hey, if he's a millionaire, I want $5 million a month." It doesn't cost. No, you want your lifestyle to be that way. The kid lifestyle can be a bunch of clothes, and that's all kids need: some nice little sneakers, nice little stuff, so they can look good.
Right.
But talking about, I owe you $1 million for a kid? Come on now.
Right.
No.
By the way, give Charleston call of the night. Charleston, you got to call more, man. That's the kind of energy I like on the Danny Mo Show right there. I appreciate you, King.
Thank you, brother.
All right, have a good one, okay?
You too, my man.
All right, don't be silly, wrap your willy. I'm just saying, looks like you might want to invest in some condoms, too. Let's go to the phones again. Fahima's on the phone. Fahima, give me your height, your color, and your hood. Fahima, come on.
I'm still Carmel Brown, 5'6", and I'm in the nation's capital by way of Harlem.
DC checking in through Harlem. Drop that. Come on, let's go. Yeah. Now, Fahima, come on now. I know you got 2 stories to tell, and I do want to hear both of them real fast. No. Do you honestly think that a cat that makes $1 million has a one-night stand should pay a third of his money? 15 minutes? Come on.
That's between him and for her to decide. It's none of my business.
It ain't for him to decide. It's for the courts to decide.
I just said it's for him and her to decide. Now, can I tell you these 2 parallel stories?
Please do. Go ahead.
Because it's almost time for your guess. We're under the tyranny of the clock.
Look at you.
Okay.
I love that. Thank you.
I have two stories. My goddaughter, who's actually in college out here in California now, her parents are engineers. They both met at Howard, and they co-parented, right? They both went to Parent Teachers Association together. Some of them, both of them chaperoned, and the school didn't even know that they weren't together because they successfully co-parented. They didn't find a need to go to court. When her mom was working on a PhD, he would keep the daughter while she was in classes, and she had 2 houses. The father owned a home, and the mom lived in a condo. And they didn't find a need to get courts involved. And I think this whole thing with people getting courts involved, a lot of it has a lot to do with bickering and feelings they have towards the other person. Because I have another friend, a male friend, who's a very prominent person. He made 6 figures, and he made his a teaching assistant wife his teaching assistant children's mother pay him child support.
What?
And then he had the yes, and he made six figures. He was the custodial parent, and he made her pay him child support. And in fact, he had the nerve enough to marry the lawyer that handled his case.
Do you think that regardless of how much money the custodial parent makes, should they get child support from the other parent?
You're missing the point. People need to work this mess out amongst themselves.
I'm not missing the point. I'm just asking the question.
There has to be some antagonism. If you and I made a baby, why would I have to send you to court? You keep the child on agreed amount of time, and I have the child on agreed amount of time, and the child has both homes. You go to PTA, I go to PTA, and sometimes we go to PTA together. Why is it necessary for courts to be involved unless there's some antagonism?
Fahima, I don't know what utopia you're living in right now, but when there's a breakup, there's some pretty bad feelings between people.
Well, I just told you about my goddaughter's parents.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen ever. I'm telling you, when people break up, there's usually some bad feelings involved.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I don't want, and I would have said, I didn't want to. I was gonna make a statement that sounded elitist, but I'm not going to do that. But I'm not going to do that because my male friend who made his children's mother pay child support was what would have been contrary to what I was about to say. But a lot of this, there's animosity between them. That's why they end up going to court. Because I've had other friends. I have other friends. They had children. They were divorced. They ended up getting a divorce, but they didn't go to any court. And there has to be antagonism and animosity if you feel it's necessary for the court to make you take care of your child. Lastly, that last guy, I never once heard him say anything about his relationship with his 5 kids. It don't take much to raise kids. Really. He got 5 of them.
Give Fahim a call of the night. Give a call of the night. That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I appreciate you, Queen. Have a blessed one, okay?
Please read what I DM'd you on Twitter.
I haven't been on Twitter today, but I definitely will get in there. I promise.
You need to read this. I've sent you some receipts about last night.
I'm going to look at them, I promise, okay?
About last night.
One of my favorite movies. I will, okay?
Right.
Thank you, Queen.
All right, bye.
1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. Tonight's going to be crazy. Craziness inside the Danny Mo Show. KBLA, y'all stay there. Come on.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles.
From middays to nighttime.
Like George and Weezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
Black women making history at the Oscars. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by Lendistry. The 95th Annual Academy Awards took place this week. Although the show has black media critics in an uproar due to Angela Bassett not winning Best Supporting Actress, we still celebrate costume designer Ruth E. Carter for becoming the first black woman to win 2 Oscars. Carter has worked on astounding films in the past, such as Selma, Malcolm X, and Spike Lee's School Days. Carter's moment has come again as she has won her second Oscar for Best Costume Design in the Marvel sequel Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. After taking home her win, Carter says she hopes that this can create more opportunities for other women of color in film. I'm Maisha Cairo, and that's your K-Black Minute News.
Let's get back to business, Los Angeles County. The Economic Opportunity Grant Program is now open. This program is designed to provide financial support to qualified small businesses, micro entrepreneurs, food industry businesses such as restaurants, and nonprofits in Los Angeles County. Approximately 4,600 grants of up to $2,500 will be administered to qualified micro businesses that face barriers to accessing capital resources. To learn more about the Economic Opportunity Grant Program, visit www.grants.lacounty.gov. The application process is fast and easy. Don't miss the opportunity to get back to business. This program is administered by the County of Los Angeles through its Department of Economic Opportunity and funded in part through a grant from the California Office of the Small Business Advocate. Application portal is powered by Lendistry. Visit www.grants.lacounty.gov and get back to business.
Tell me you're the boy that girl. You are young, gifted, and black.
I'm young, gifted, and black.
And that's a fact.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do more than just talk.
Hey there, I'm Jared Hill, president of the National Association of Black Journalists of Los Angeles, and I just want to say thank you for the benevolent $10,000 donation and scholarships for the next generation of black journalists.
And I'm Haywood Galbraith, photojournalist and founder of the Minority Photojournalism Institute. Thanks, KBLA, for your generous $10,000 scholarship gift to help us train the next generation of black photojournalists.
Congratulations to all the students who will benefit from the scholarship dollars raised at our Black History Month luncheon honoring black legends in LA media. When we come forward at KBLA Talk 1580, we're bringing everybody with us. Everybody with us. Everybody with us. Everybody with us.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
Andy, my 7 series is so good tonight, but everybody's calling. The phone lines are crazy tonight. It's crazy. It's so good. It's in honor of the good fathers out there. But you know what? Let's go to the phones. Juliet is on the phone. Juliet, give me your height, your color, and your hood, Juliet. Come on.
5'9"3/4. Coffee with about 2 shots of French vanilla cream.
Where you calling from, huh, Queen?
The Loft, LA Watts.
Watts checking in. Drop that. Come on. Yeah. All right, what's up? What's your take on this entire topic, huh?
I just got one little thing to say. Most of the time, women don't get all that money.
They don't get all that money?
To do that. No.
It is true. The state of California keeps a certain percentage. They got to keep the lights on, so yeah.
You know that. And you know we got the highest tax rate in the United States or divided states, whatever it is.
Yeah, but can I ask you a question, Juliet? How much money is enough for a woman to take care of a child every single month, regardless of how much money the man makes? Should it be based on what his salary is?
You know, I'm kind of...
What?
I'm kind of torn on that one.
You see how quiet women get when I ask all of us. When I ask women that question, some women
see, my son, Daddy, listen, my son is 6'4". He came out 9 pounds, so he was huge. I couldn't buy. My daddy said he'd rather feed my son the clothes because we had to go even to the big boy thing.
Right.
So it depends on how much they need. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, and the quality of your stuff, it ain't about a whole lot of stuff. We got some good stuff. We had patches and stuff. Remember them Tough Skins?
Tough Skins. Yeah, I remember Tough Skins. I had a couple pay. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah.
You know, the quality. I don't even see them buying them kids them strap-right shoes, the walking shoes.
Yeah, but let's keep it real up in here, Juliet. You know and I know a woman is more aggressive on seeking out child support depending on what that man is doing. Does he have a new woman on his arm? Does he have a new baby on the way? That's what. Is he driving a new car? If he out there balling, doing well, and he got a dime on his arm, she gonna do everything possible to get as much child support out of him as she possibly can. Is that not true?
Listen, let me tell you something. It depends on her attitude.
It depends on her attitude,
her behavior, her conversation. Because sometimes we, as women, are some. I ain't gonna say that.
Easy, careful now. See that? Wait, women ain't gonna be. Women are not. You're trifling. Go on and say that they're trifling. You about to say it?
Hurt people.
Okay.
And we with having Smiley, I'm stuttering. Y'all got me so fired up. Oh, I'm full of joy. You know what I'm saying? I'm full of joy. Look at it.
Oh my God.
With us teaching our children and how to communicate.
Yeah.
See, some of these grown folks, I'm talking about the babies, because I see some of them, and I'm going to say this and be quiet, Daddy. Just think about this. Marinate on this.
I'm marinating. Go on.
I have children. I stop them sometimes, and I speak to people all the time.
Yeah.
So they call me auntie. It's that, personality. Hi, how you doing? I stopped some young ladies one day, and I said, excuse me, can I ask you something? She said, yeah. I said, can you hold your hand up like this? So I picked the baby up. I was playing and talking to the baby.
Yeah.
And she said, no. I said, no. And she looked at me. I said, now imagine you walking yourself all the way down from Central Avenue to Avalon, which is about 4 good blocks, with your hand up like that. Pick that baby up and put him in the thing. That's child abuse. Did you know that lady to this day, She went and took up child development. She comes and she give me. I said, no, baby, don't take me, thank God, because if it was up to me, I was working with some feelings. I was really emotionally driven at that time, not spiritually led, because I wanted to cuss her out, making them babies. Because we have to teach. And see, teachers are not teaching because they can't reach them. So we need educators like y'all, that y'all doing on this KBLA. I love y'all for life.
That's what we doing. Juliet, I appreciate you. By the way, give her a call tonight. Why not? We just giving away liberally tonight. We just going to give them to everybody.
Yeah, y'all have $4 for the night.
We love you. Have a good night, okay, Queen?
You too. I love you more.
All right. Wow. Man, we got to go to Q on the phone as well. Q, give me your height, your color, and your hood. Q, come on.
My brother, 5'10", Violet Black, West L.A.
West L.A., checking and dropping. Come on. Yeah, man. Are you okay, Q? I just want to check on your well-being tonight. You okay?
Oh, brother, I am well. I just have, I don't have tolerance for lies. And when I see lies, as I was saying earlier, I'm not a political correct person because political correct hides the truth.
Yeah.
It sugarcoats, and I'm not. And our people have been lying for so long. So for somebody who is, I don't even think that she's black, to come and then write another quote and then start lying, being divisive and lying to people, it's unacceptable.
Look, well, she's not here to defend herself. I can't let you tee off on her like that without her being here to defend herself.
No, I'll wait.
But she's gonna be here on Monday again, and we will have the conversation. I can't let you do that. That's not fair. I wouldn't let her do that to you.
Okay. No, I'm not gonna. I'll just let it go. But I do have questions for her.
Okay, well, she'll be back on Monday. I think why I was a little bit disappointed with you, I've never seen you get emotional. Like, I was like, Q always comes in, drops facts, he exchanges dialogue with whoever's up in here, myself or whoever else. And it seems like you got a touch emotional, and you was off your game a little bit, to me.
No. Well, when I see somebody that is being regarded by the community, just like the regard that you give to her, and for her to lie about our people, yes. I mean, yes, I was a little bit touchy about it, but I wasn't emotional.
Okay.
I was a little bit loud about it, but I wasn't emotional.
Okay.
No, I just wanted I want her. I don't even want to go any further on that until she's on the line.
Okay.
Then I can confront her with the lies. Like a Trump, we take a number of lies that Trump tells her all the time.
Okay.
I've taken a number of lies that she tells.
All right, Q. I got 90 seconds here. We burned into the time that I had for you. What do you got to say about child support tonight?
Okay. That I think quickly on child support, I think it's unjust the way it's being ruled against men.
Yeah.
No woman deserves 30% or what a man is earning. A woman should get what the child needs, and that has to be, the court has to do a better job in determining the needs of the child. There are some women out there who said, I've been introduced to such a lifestyle, so I want to maintain that lifestyle. Go and get a job and before you maintain this lifestyle. I'll tell a quick story. Years ago, when I first came here, I used to play soccer, and we were in Dallas because our team was owned by Tex Schramm's brother, or the owner of the Cowboys, his brother.
Yeah.
And we were told that, because every time after game, there's a whole lot of groupies lining up at our, dressing room, by our dressing door. So our PR told us a story. He said, look, every time, if you have engagement with any of these women that you do not know, wear condom. And after that, make sure you flush it out.
Absolutely.
Don't put it in the garbage can.
That's right.
So I said, why? Then it became known to me that what they do is that if you put it in the garbage can, a woman who wants your money, they can take the used condom with the sperm in it, and before you know it, you have a child that you don't even know.
Yeah, that's like that happened to Derwin on the game, huh? Remember the turkey baster? Does the turkey baster work? Is that a real thing?
Yeah. So there's so many entrapments that are out there. And unfortunately, because politicians want to get women votes, because women vote more than men do, and because of that, there are so many laws that are being passed in favor of women. Judges too have become part of the problem.
I hear you.
You know?
I got to bounce. I got a guest coming in, though. Give him call of the night as well. Q, stay close. Don't wait until Monday to call your boy. I appreciate you. I love you so much, man. I consider you to be a friend and not just a listener, okay?
Love you too, my brother. Peace and blessings to you and all the crew out there.
We appreciate you. News and traffic right now. When we come forward, we have got a gentleman that you need to hear. Lionel T.J. Tillman, inside my Post One-on-One Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. Stay there.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Julius White. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. The tap water in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is safe to drink. For now.
Although early indications have revealed no contamination, we are still monitoring the situation and conducting testing.
City officials made the announcement Sunday after a recent chemical spill in the Delaware River. An advisory that previously recommended residents use bottled drinking water as a precaution was lifted. The spill is believed to have happened after a pipe burst at the Trenzio PLC plant in Bristol. It's estimated about 8,000 gallons of latex finishing chemicals were dumped into Otter Creek. Sports journalist Bryant Gumbel is being selected to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award at this year's Sports Emmys.